Welcome to Tech This Out. I'm Walt Maciborski with Dean Koelbel and Danny Moore. We're talking SCIFs and Catalyst. You're going to find out what those things are right now. First, Dean, I want to talk to you about Catalyst. What is Catalyst and why is it unique in terms of the co-working space?
Catalyst is a mission-driven building focused on one industry, and that industry being health tech. And what we strove to do was grab all facets of that one industry. So not just startups. This isn't an accelerator. This isn't a venture capital firm. It's grabbing every facet. So we have nonprofit, academia, Fortune 500, and startups themselves in one building that was curated and designed to create serendipitous collisions throughout that one industry. And the intent was to drive innovation in that one industry to help spur innovation.
When did this idea come and when did you launch?
Sure. So this idea came to us back in probably 2014. We were partnered with a health tech entrepreneur, and we saw the funnel, the disconnect between the large enterprises in the healthcare system and the startups, and them not being able to really interact with one another. And so we built this building on an idea, 180,000 square feet, which was a big bet at the time, and completed in 2018. By the time 2020 February rolled around, we were, yeah.
So you were launching around 2018, and the big splash was going to be 2020. Then COVID hits.
Well, we were 100% leased. We had over 100 companies in the space.
Mm-hmm.
Our business model and thesis had come to fruition. Unfortunately, COVID hit. The office sector kind of went bye-bye. But that said, the mission still maintained through COVID. And because of that, the stickiness, the mission driven behind that building, when people were returning to the office, they wanted to be in an environment that, spurred that innovation. And so in a submarket that wasn't doing well, we were doing great because these health tech entrepreneurs and companies, when they wanted to return to the office, we were that beacon for them to come to.
How big of a risk was it? Have you seen this modeled anywhere, or was this something like, we think this can work, or was it, we know this can work?
We thought it could work, and it did. And because of that, even through COVID, we had the University of Nebraska Medicine reach out saying that they wanted to bring that concept to their campus in Omaha.
They saw your concept in Colorado, and they wanted to bring it to Omaha.
They did, and we always intended for this concept to travel, to get 6, 7, 8 of these in these secondary markets. But even through COVID, we felt that healthcare is such a broken system, and there are so many companies and innovators in that space in the right markets. I may add Austin as one of those, that we felt that even through those tough times, we could go design this building, curate the tenancy to help drive innovation in that market.
Do you have like one major player anchor tenant, or who are some of the people in there that we might know?
Sure. So starting at Denver, that one we did speculative on the idea, but we have Kaiser Permanente, University of Colorado Health System has their innovation and marketing department. Hitachi has their corporate healthcare consulting arm in there. And so grabbing all these folks and being able to show, the Omaha market, this does work. They were so intrigued that they wanted to go then open the Omaha market. And with that, what's the big carrot for these startup companies or Fortune 500 is they're bringing their tech transfer and med tech divisions into this building.
Wow.
And because of that, it really draws attention to these startup companies.
I'm looking at this, you're focused on healthcare, but you could replicate this actually to almost any silo.
Correct.
Defense, manufacturing, whatever.
Agriculture, yeah.
What was your meeting with his father?
So when I saw the Catalyst campus, I went up to Buzz and I said, you have built what I've been dreaming of since 2005. And that is to do that for the defense industry. One of our restrictions is that we have to oftentimes work behind secure facilities in a SCIF, secure compartmented information facility. What we've done together is we've come up with a plan that makes that building not just a building, but it's now a retention tool. So if you know anything about a SCIF, it's dark, it's dingy, there's no windows. What we have built is going to be something where it's open, it's airy. So it's taking the best of tech and adding that to defense and creating that collaboration at the defense level.
So go back for me a second. No, a lot of people probably don't know what a SCIF is, why it's important, and why would it be a perfect fit for Austin? You know, the defense tech here is really starting to boom. You also worked at BAE, so you kind of get that. So what is a SCIF, and why is it important for defense contractors?
So a SCIF is really a barrier to entry. So if you're a small company or a startup company, you can't afford to invest millions of dollars to build out that secure facility. So a SCIF is a facility that holds the secrets inside and don't let them go outside, right? The simplest term. So what we're doing is we're removing that barrier to entry by creating that facility so that startups, small companies, intermediary sized companies can come in, work right away, innovate together. And that's not really being done anywhere across the DoD.
Why is Austin attractive, or the Central Texas area?
Well, I can tell you, Austin is a jewel. What we've discovered here is that the level of collaboration, the level of investment, not only from state and local, but everyone seems to be rowing in the same direction, as Dean said. What we found is that people are open to helping you innovate. They're open to directing you to the right people to make sure that you can innovate. That is an ecosystem that we don't see everywhere we go.
You know, we're a really prideful state, but I think we want everybody to succeed. You get that notion in the ecosystem, rising tides lift all boats. And in the SCIF sector, you know, a lot of people don't know that Admiral McCraven lives here. And you've got the Army's Future Command, you got BAE, you know, Lockheed has a presence in the state. So it was one of those things where I don't know where they do their secure emails and phone calls, but I know there's not a cool place to do it in Austin right now. You know, so.
Well, that's what we're hoping to bring here. It's been a great trip for us to come here and visit Austin. I can tell you Austin has something special here, and what you have here doesn't exist in other places. The investment, the collaboration, the industries, whether it be in biotech or be in defense, you have something here that other states don't have, and that's what makes it so attractive.
You know, one thing I saw in your bios is that not only do you go into the community and build something, you also give back to the community. Why is that an important part of what you do when you go in to build these things?
So community is everything. We know that the fiber of a great organization is what it does for its community, because if you're lifting everyone in the community, if you're making sure you're reaching out to those parts of society that may not be involved, maybe have never even heard of software development, you're now opening up that aperture for people to look at a new career and a new path. And so we take a lot of pride in that.
Same for your family. I mean, you've been developing in Colorado for a long time, but it's just part of your company to give back and be a good community member.
100%. And I mean, part of that is, you know, Colorado has been great to our family. And we actually view that anywhere that we go. You know, we've, you know, the 73 years of our history, 69 of those have strictly been in the borders of Colorado. And because of that, we want to make sure we're giving back to the community. But now getting outside of Colorado, for instance, Omaha, you know, Catalyst isn't going to be on a project there. You know, we're invested in that market now. And because of that, we're not merchant builders. We want to make sure we're giving back to the community that's providing for our success in those markets. Likewise would be happening here in Austin.
Before I let you go, I want to ask, what's your hope or vision if you were to plant something in Austin?
Honestly, I'll speak to Catalyst, Danny, and you can speak to Innovus, but honestly, it's just to help spur innovation, to help drive for a better healthcare system.
And you think the ecosystem is placed from the government down to help you succeed? Do you think you feel like you have that ecosystem that's supportive enough to do that?
I would say in spades. Like it is abundantly clear that everyone's on the same page here, and you're getting all four sectors, you know, nonprofit, academia, VC, private, all understanding what the goal is. And I have not seen that in the market to date yet.
You know, a lot of people hear Governor Abbott speak all the time about the Texas miracle. And I think you're kind of getting a little bit of a taste of it now. Same for the military side. Yeah. What would be your vision for SCIF here and your hope?
Well, I think it's a created environment where, from a defense standpoint, small companies can come in and innovate and solve some of those tough problems, right? AI is one of the fastest growing markets in the world. We want to be able to apply AI and technology in a way that helps defend this country. So for me, it would be able to lower that barrier to entry to allow more innovation to come in without having to worry about running a building and building a SCIF.
Finally, there's three important things. You got to root for the Longhorns. You got to like barbecue and boots. So,
well, 2 out of 3 is not bad.
he's got the boots. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Tech This Out.
Yeah, thank you very
Thank you,
much. We
Walter.
appreciate it.